the mechanical alignment takes over, and it knows no matter what happens, you're not in any danger of falling.
Oh.
Any other point in the gait cycle, if that isn't met, it keeps the brakes on, or keeps the brakes ready to apply because it thinks you're going to fall down.
So if I'm using my arms a lot,
yeah, and that's all it changes is the toe load. Okay, when you're using your arms a lot, then I have to move this little yellow thing down so that however you're stepping on it, this thing hits it.
Mm-hmm.
But as we start putting more and more weight on it, we're going to be moving this thing up.
okay.
And well, what's the big deal? Nothing when you're walking on a level surface. I could put this down to 0. If you're walking on a nice level surface and nothing bad happens, this is for when the bad stuff happens. And so you could release from stance when you don't want to if it's set too low. That's
Okay.
sort of the long and long of it.
Okay.
So let's make a couple more trips of just nice and straight. Yep. There. Not bad. And that's why, you know, adjusting this stuff until you get more consistent doesn't do any good.
Right.
You know, so you just keep doing what you're doing, and the biggest thing for me is load the side like you are, and try not to step out too far with your left leg,
Okay.
if you can. That's the only thing that you're doing right now. It might not be anything you're doing, it might be me. Okay?
Orthotics, please call 6106, orthotics 6106.
And this time we'll head back to the chair and we're going to sit down because I got to measure a couple of things. We'll see what it's like when you sit. Sitting down with the other style and knee is kind of tough. On this one, you just bend your knee and sit into it, and you're going to see how it resists you
Oh my gosh.
when you're going to sit
How
down.
cool is that?
Yeah.
I mean, I can actually have a tray on my lap and like.
Well, maybe.
I feel like my leg is down like back here, behind me,
Really?
and hyperextended.
Yeah.
It's like the back of my knee feels like I need to stretch.
It probably has something to do with how they put the flap on you, because the nerves are still in
The
there.
flaps in the front.
Yeah. So, now as far as the mechanics of this is sticking out too far. This needs to come back to here, which means I have to shorten this and lengthen this. And
You can't
the
shorten
problem
a
with
lot.
this is, well, right, I can, you know, it's not a big deal right now. And I think I'm gonna do that.
But you can't add the other doohickey then.
I'm not gonna add, I'm gonna,
What does it do again?
it lets you push the button and get this thing up and out of the way.
Oh.
And it's,
I really
the
like
biggest, yeah, the biggest problem with the Helix hip joint is I can't change this length. They don't make small, medium, and large. That's how long they are.
Wow.
So when you start getting shorter people, or people with long torsos and short legs,
Like me.
then we got problems. But this is still, I've still got this much room to monkey with. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to do it, because for my cowboy, one of my guys is a bull rider. he's tough.
He rides bulls with this thing?
No, that's what he
I was
did.
gonna say.
That's what he did. And
Oh.
he can't do it now, but we ended up making something here so that we'd still had room for the rotator. It's just during the fitting process, I might not be able to have the rotator in there.
Yeah.
So, but this isn't terrible bad here. So I'm gonna have you just sit for a minute, and then you can.
Take a short step.
You look like you're doing great.
Really?
Yeah. I don't have a lot to compare it to, but you look like you're doing great.
I'm bummed out that waist thing doesn't work, but
That'll come later.
yeah.
It's more important that you're walking.
I kept saying this thing was going to be so ugly. It's not done. It's not done. I'm like, It looks great.
It looks
It
awesome.
doesn't look like a couple metal rods that,
No.
I mean, at least it has a contoured shape to kind of mimic your thigh and your,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm falling down.
Did something shift?
No, I just don't feel like I'm in this thing completely. Oh, I just feel better when I'm taking bigger steps. I know I'm not supposed to. But
Probably because you naturally take bigger steps than what you're trying to do here. I'm not the best videographer, but you'll be able to tell what it is. I tend to zoom too fast. It's like a zoop, zoop. I'm not skilled on the fading in and out.
well, at least you're not like me taking pictures of the ground and yakking
Yeah.
and then turning it off when the kids are going down the slide.
Yeah, you actually are in the picture. So that's good.
Does it look like I'm taking, I know it feels like I'm taking really short steps with my good leg.
Let me watch closer this time.
I just feel like I'm really leaning forward because I'm not taking as big of a step.
Well, they seemed shorter because you took more that time going down the bar.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how you can kind of measure it.
It is hard to do everything at once.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of things to be processing. There's something beeping or flashing at me. I don't know if it's telling me something or not.
Well, it can't be the battery because it's plugged in. Maybe it's saying it's running short on time or something.
It says R and then it shows like a one, maybe it's telling me 1 minute left on this CD maybe.
Oh, because we can erase the other ones. I think it was just Caden goofing around with his friends on that one.
Here, I'll show you what it's saying. See what, this is beeping right here.
Yeah, let's pause it.
Okay.